Let's talk about college. Hi guys, it's Chloe. If you're new, I'm Chloe. If you're not new, hi, how have you been? Today, I wanted to talk about how I got into Sdsu, why I chose it, the application process, and just some tips I have for people who are probably applying to Sdsu or thinking about transferring and stuff like that. I really wanted to make this video because I know that whenever I was applying, I was so confused and so lost on so many levels, and I was honestly scared that my grades and like my SAT score just weren't good enough whatsoever. So I'm just gonna share with you what I got. So I'm from Texas, as probably most of y'all know. My family friend on my dad's side, he is actually the head baseball coach at San Diego State, so he was like, hey, y'all should come to a game. And so I went to a baseball game there and I was like, wait, this is kind of cute. Like, this is kind of pretty. So then I ended up taking a tour the next summer and I was like, okay, I love it here, because I always knew that I wanted to be in California, very far away from where I am right now. That was just always like the goal, the dream, but I never really knew what school in California I liked until I went to the game, and then I was like, okay, I need to go to school here. One of the things I love most about San Diego State is that it doesn't look like your conventional college, like the big brick buildings and like scary. Not that they're scary, but like buildings like that just like feel intimidating, and I feel like if I was surrounded by that, it would just like stress me out and be like, I'm at school, you know? But San Diego State is like, is it Mediterranean? I don't know styles of houses. I don't know, but it's just like white buildings with the orangey red roof with accents of like teal. Okay, fun. Literally just being in that kind of environment makes me so much happier, and it makes me feel like I'm not at a school. Like, it makes me feel more relaxed and not like stressed, as I feel like a big old brick building and like, I don't even know how to explain them. Those just like aren't inviting to me. So that's basically why I chose Sdsu. Also to mention, I applied to 5 schools, and out of the 5, for out-of-state tuition, it was probably one of the cheapest options that I had, at least. Now, I was very scared going into the application process because San Diego State is actually a pretty hard school to get into. I think the acceptance rate is about like 33%. I was very nervous like seeing that number. I knew that I was like a decent student. I knew if I applied myself more, I would get a lot better grades, but I was kind of lazy at the same time. So my grades were kind of like good, but also it's like a pretty hard school to get into. So now I want to go ahead and talk about the application process. Honestly, it's probably one of the easier applications you're gonna have to fill out, and you do it all through the Cal State Apply. So you're gonna do the Cal State Apply Common App. Basically, that just asks for like your GPA, test scores, all of the grades you got throughout high school, and then it might have asked for like extracurricular activities. I think it did. This was a while ago. After you fill out all of the information, it's just gonna ask like, oh, what schools do you want to send this to? And then you just hit San Diego State or any other school in California that you want to apply to. Honestly, it was super easy. I don't think it took me a long time, and it kind of killed multiple birds with one stone, because I just filled out that application and then I sent it to other schools. Some schools will ask you for like an essay after that or for more stuff, but I don't think San Diego State ever did. It was honestly a really easy application. My one problem with the application is that it wasn't very personal. I feel like it was solely based off of who you are and your grades and your test scores. I feel like that doesn't really reflect a person a lot. That's my only issue with it. Moving on, AP tests. This is all just for your reference. I took about 4 or 5 of those. Okay, I sat in that room for like half the day doing nothing. I passed 0 because I hate those things. My high school GPA was a 3.8. It was a non-weighted 3.8. And I feel like I mostly got A's with like 1 or 2 B's every 6 weeks. That's all I'm really gonna say about that. My class rank was number 48 out of 700. So I was in the top 10%. My SAT scores. The funny thing about my SAT is that I took it 4 times my junior year, and the number was the same like every single single time. The only good thing to come out of taking the SAT score 4 times is that certain schools super score, which means that they take your best English and reading score, and then they take your best math score. So they can be from whatever time you took the SAT. They take like your best scores possible from each group. So I took it 4 times, and I'm not 100% proud of like my scores. My best score that I got on each section, I got a 580 on each section, so my super score was an 1160. Now for the ACT, we're not gonna talk about that. Lastly, to finish off this video, I just wanted to give you guys some tips for applying to SDSU and applying to any college that you're even thinking about. First one, I actually got from a different video. I'll link it down below or mention her in the description. But she said to apply with a smaller major that not a lot of people would be going into. Because if you're going into like really popular major, you're probably more likely not to get in because there's gonna be so many spots to fill. And so I heard that this girl went in with a really small major, and then it's super easy to switch your major once you actually get on campus. And I know so many people who have switched their majors like 3 or 4 times. It's literally so easy. My major is journalism media studies, which I feel like is not it's not a popular one. I would just look for smaller majors, and then once you get there, you can go crazy, change your major, do whatever you want. My next tip is to do research over every school. I can't even express to you how many YouTube videos, other videos, I don't read, so I only really watched videos. Over every single school, I watched like people live their everyday lives, or pros and cons, or things about SDSU, like stuff like that. And I watched so many of those videos, and it really helped. Funny story, actually. There was a girl who went to SDSU, and I actually ended up reaching out to her because she made a video and she was like, I'm transferring from SDSU. And I'm like, oh, okay, why? She was like, no, it's a great school. I love it so much. I've just always been in California. And I was like, okay. I literally did so much research over every single school I applied to, and I highly suggest you do that. Don't go into it just like guessing. Just like really make yourself well known with everything. Now my last tip is to go where you will be your happiest. Now I know that's not always the case with money, major, studies, you know, it's really hard. Whenever I took a college class in high school, my professor always told me, choose where you're gonna want to live for the next 4 years. I think that's kind of like, no, but I also think it's yes, because I love San Diego State because of the school, the education, the vibe, like everything about the school is great, but also I'm in San Diego. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. I know that California, oh, this is cheesy. I know that California makes me a happier person because I get sad whenever it's cold and windy and dark outside, and San Diego is almost always sunny. So I know that I'm just a happier person in San Diego. Honestly, choosing to go 1,500 miles away from home was the best decision I ever made for myself, and I knew that it was gonna make me a happier person, and it did. Even though it was terrifying, even though I had to drive 20 hours and move my whole life there, and then put myself in a situation to meet people, which is terrifying, it all worked out for the best. Like, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I just want to encourage you to do what you think would make you your happiest. I'm not trying to say that the education part and money part isn't important, but if you can, go where you want to. Literally go. After you do your research and after you're for sure that you want to go there. All right, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to comment them down below. I will answer you. I have nothing better going on. Again, I just wanted to say this so I could help the people looking into San Diego State or anything like that. Not trying to flex because I'm not really 100% proud of any of it. Maybe I showed hope for some people. I just wanted to give people a reference because I know I was looking for that whenever I was applying. I hope this was helpful. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe out there. Good luck with everything in life. Okay, bye.